I just got reading these two books. I've read them both cover to cover, one after the other, from Russell Brunson. They are great books. I don't know if you've read them, but they give you a real big insight into how to build a business using the internet. You know, the real strategies that are taken from the field. And what I love about it is the way that you can actually model what's being taught and know truly that they're from the field of building an online business. Russell has built a hugely successful business, and not only is he just teaching this stuff, he's actually taken that information and used it to build his own business, which is something called ClickFunnels. So he's actually taken the principles inside of his books and said, hey, look, here's an actual business that I've built in the exact same way that I'm teaching you to build yours. That's something I see that is lacking hugely in the home business industry. You know, there's not many people like myself who are like, hey, you know, I'm building a successful business in the field. Let me just simply relay back to you what is working. It's results driven. Here's the proof. Here's the statistics, so you can implement it with confidence and belief. I spent years looking at random approaches, random methods, random people. You know, I used to go to network marketing events and they'd drag out the same 5 or 10 people that had been at every single event since time began. They like dust them down from the cupboard. They're like, oh, am I on again? Yeah, I just showed my auntie, my uncle, my dog and my budgie, and one joined and they'd got three, and that's the way my business grew. And I'm like, okay, just speak to everybody that I know. And then it didn't work. So I go to an event and they're like, hey, you just don't want it bad enough. Go away and you know, you're going to take over the world. I'd be like, yeah, conga in the aisle. And I'd be like, Monday morning, well, what practical information did I actually get that's new? I'm like, I don't know anything different. And I'd slip back into my old ways. And many situations, going to my upline, them telling me like, listen, Richard, you're out the Facebook group now. You're asking the wrong questions. I'm like, oh man, I'm completely on my own. I really want to make this work. I had a bunch of debt at the time. I'm like, I really want to make this work. Will somebody not just give me something practical from the field that I can model and know is working today? And that's what I want to raise your awareness on in this quick video that I just wanted to feel compelled to share with you. You know, take a look at the influences and what you're modeling in your home business. Chances are it's based around just something that you fell into. You know, I thought I saw the right product, the right company, the right compensation plan. Okay, that will be enough. So when I'm following people in these events and on stage and whatever, they're all telling me the same thing. You make a list, you go through the list, and then you cold market prospect anyone and everyone that you meet. I'm like, okay, well, if they're telling me that, then this must be the way. What I wasn't realizing was that they were like 5% maximum of the entire company. 95% were getting nowhere. So I'm thinking, hang on a minute, one day I'm at this event and I'm looking through some statistics on our income disclosure for the company that I was in. I'm like, if this many people's needs aren't being met, and we're all following this 5% that isn't duplicating, that is a broken model, right? That's broken. If I came to you in any of the scenarios and said, hey, okay, I got something that is 95% chance isn't going to work for you. It only works for a certain slice of the population that you're not like. They have a big budget, they have a huge audience, they built success before, people will join them anyway, they have silky smooth sales skins, they come from a background of marketing or whatever, right? It'll work for them, but I think you should still follow it. You'd be like, what? I'm not gonna drink that Kool-Aid. I'm not following that. That just doesn't work. And this is the disconnect that I think we have, I know we have, in the network marketing industry. And I'm correcting that. I'm correcting that pretty quickly, and I'm doing that as best I can with videos like this. And if you want to dive deeper, you'll see where there's a webinar where we can take a look at that in more detail. But even if you just become aware by watching this video to say, hey, hang on a minute, who am I following? What results have they got for other people? Are they still getting results today? Are the methods that they're using ones that you truly want to replicate? Because I got news for you. If you're following somebody that's talking about party after party after party, meeting after meeting, cold call after cold call, and you hate that stuff, you're going to sabotage yourself quicker than you can say cold calling sucks. You know, cold calling's for the 5%ers or whatever, right? Because you just don't want to do it. I give you a plate of lettuce and say that's all you can eat for the next 10 years if you want to be in shape. Well, it ain't going to work because you're going to get bored and frustrated and you don't want to eat that lettuce every single day. It isn't going to work. You need to find a plan that meets your goals, but also meets your requirements and your desires. And that's where I come from in terms of my position in coaching about our industry. So just raise your awareness, understand you need to get a set of principles. You need to get a set of a framework, something that's in the field, something that works, something that you want to follow because you like the method, something that is still working to this day for other people, not just the instructor. And if you want a framework, a plan of action, if you're open to learning more about the approach that I adopted to go from 328 no's in 3 different companies to over 700 yeses now, sponsoring over 700 people, I'm being responsible now for coaching people to over £1 million worth of additional sales inside the network marketing industry around the world. You're welcome to register for that free webinar. Just to give you a heads up about the webinar, there'll probably be a couple of times this week perhaps left. Pick the one that makes most sense to you. Make sure you block out that time in your calendar, in your schedule. It definitely will be worth it. It will be entirely free. And at the end of that webinar, I'm going to give you a workbook that you can use to implement what you saw. This isn't where you register for a webinar, it sounds good, you feel good, you go and it sits in a dusty corner in your mind. This is where you come to work, you come to really learn, and I give you the slides of the webinar and something that you can fill out, complete, and use to make it your own. I'm going to teach you about the 3 key metrics that you must focus on if you really want to build a successful business. What every 6 and 7 figure that I've ever met knows in our industry that most people don't. The 95% is just never taught this stuff. Also going to show you how you can take what I did to take people from complete strangers to being able to be engaged and performing team members, the exact funnel that I use to find these people, and something that's often overlooked is the performance habits that you're going to need to become a person with the skill set and the attitude and the habits to get these results. Like who you are right now probably won't be good enough to get the results that you want. You're going to have to grow into a better version of yourself with better habits to get those results. It just makes sense, right? You read these books, right? You read these books, you take the knowledge, it increases your skill set. You then apply that increased knowledge and skill set to have better habits. Let's say, for example, you're building a sales funnel out of one of these books, right? And you look at you get new knowledge, you look at your existing sales funnel, you go, oh, there's 3 mistakes I never even thought I was making. Let me take those out, let me change something, and now let me rerun that sales funnel. Now your skills, your value, your habits have improved, as has your personal value, so the results improve along with it. That's what the knowledge on this webinar I truly believe will do for you. It will increase your level of perception about where you're going wrong. It will open your eyes up to concepts that no one else is teaching you because, hey, I'm not trying to sponsor you into anything. So I'm looking forward to seeing you on that webinar if you want to make it. I'll meet you halfway. I'll give you a couple of different variations and times, but I can't do the work for you. That's on you when you arrive there. Go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I highly recommend these books if you haven't read them. And I use a lot of the stuff that is in here in a network marketing angle. So you're probably going to be familiar with some of the concepts, but definitely not with all of them when I see you on that webinar. Go create a day in life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. I'll catch up with you soon. Bye for now.